So, raise your hand if like an anime made you a nerd in high school, but now suddenly everybody seems to want to be interested. I'm not bitter. All joking aside, this is our topic for today. How did anime suddenly become main pop culture when, not too recently, it was nothing more than a niche interest? That's the million-dollar question. So I figured I'd do a little research and tell you exactly what some key points are into the evolution of anime today. So, if you're interested, please stick around. So let's talk about what anime exactly is. And if you clicked on this video, you most likely already know. But why don't we clear up some misconceptions that Netflix has brought upon us and clarify that anime is not necessarily a genre. Anime is actually an art style or an art form used to portray many different genres. That's why you have so many different kinds of types of animes. Let's go into where it began for America with the first ever English adapted translation to an anime series. Astro Boy aired September 7th, 1963 on NBC and became a precedence to what would be known as English dub anime. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of them. There are about a handful that I really enjoy. Despite issues anyone might have with English dubs, without them, and without the precedent that Astro Boy had set for us, we most likely wouldn't have as much anime overseas as we do today. We have a lot to be grateful for English dubs, good or bad. And we have a lot to be grateful for Astro Boy for setting that first example and becoming a huge nationwide success, both in Japan and overseas. Thanks to that, we managed to get what was hands down probably the best thing for anime at the time period, and that is Toonami. If you're anything like me, or around my age, Toonami was probably the best spot to watch anime. Toonami first started airing on Cartoon Network around 1997, primarily being used for an action animation block. Coincidentally, a lot of animes that were being brought in overseas were a lot of action-based themes, so a lot of them started airing on Toonami, starting in 1997, going all the way through to present times. Because of it, we've had such classics airs as Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Rurouni Kenshin, Inuyasha, Full Metal Alchemist, basically all my starter anime, and I am super grateful for it because I don't think I would have been able to know any of that without Toonami. Who among us knows on a school night that they shouldn't be staying up till 3:30 a.m. just to catch a rerun of Full Metal Alchemist they probably saw last week again? No one? Just me? Okay. But because Toonami had such a charming presence between daytime and nighttime television with their content and with their awesome character of Tom the Robot, it's pretty safe to assume that it started a whole generation of weebs without anybody even realizing what was happening. And in retrospect, a lot of these kids who grew up watching Toonami animes went on to make their own content that had a lot of similarities or references to animes they grew up watching. Steven Universe had plenty of Sailor Moon references, Gravity Falls had the references, Regular Show, and so many others. And it's safe to assume that without these Toonami animes, these references, or maybe even these cartoons in general, just may not exist. Also, fun fact, the voice actor who played Tom the Robot in the Toonami specials also played Makoto Shisha, which was the primary antagonist in Rurouni Kenshin. And I always thought it was funny because while Tom kinda was the voice of my childhood, Makoto Shisha was more or less the voice of my nightmares.
Shall become food for the strong, so die and let me feast!
Despite Toonami's awesome impact into the anime industry, it didn't necessarily help it take off as extremely well as the internet did. Now, YouTube came around about 2005-2006, and that is when a lot of anime started showing up in different parts. Yeah, who remembers watching animes in like 3 parts and then you couldn't find part 2 and you had to cry yourself to sleep at night? Again, just me? Okay. With the internet's sudden popularity, anime suddenly became a lot easier to watch. Series that you couldn't catch on Toonami, or episodes you may have just missed, are suddenly being available online anytime you want. And granted, it wasn't perfect for YouTube had a 10-minute limit at the time, and on top of that, it was still technically piracy. With anime being streamed on YouTube, it sort of paved the way for other streaming sites to take form, such as Crunchyroll, Kiss Anime, Anime Freak TV, and even other streaming sites that don't primarily focus on anime, like Netflix and Hulu. You can pretty much watch anime anywhere you can watch television now, and it's actually pretty amazing, to be honest with you. I mean, it's pretty amazing the fact that I really wish I had this when I first started as a weeb. And I realize I sound so old when I say that. I'm gonna be holding a cane and just start yelling at kids to get off my lawn. You darn kids and your damn founded anime streaming sites back in my day. You had to wait until Toonami rolled around. Interesting enough, the more readily available anime and other nerd culture related things became, the more they kind of became accepted into modern pop culture. The whole nerd stigma is basically erased. No one really goes around picking on a kid playing D&D or portraying them dressed in some robe and a wizard's thing. Now it's more portrayed as a bunch of teenagers grabbing pizza and just starting to talk about their stories or their progress. On top of being easier to stream, anime also became more merchantable. Corporations and businesses realized anime sells. Nerds like to buy things that they're interested in. So retailers like Forever 21 will start selling Sailor Moon shirts, Arby's will promote anime references on their food. And granted, it might rub some people the wrong way, but at the same time, more merchandise is being made, which I love. I have a whole collection of Funko Pops, and I'm not ashamed of it. And honestly, it does make a better connection. People are starting to notice anime more, understand it, maybe even start watching and enjoying it, where they might not have 10 years ago, where it was so much harder to watch it. And I do thoroughly enjoy that anime has become a bit more in the know. It makes it easier to connect to people, and I made some of my best friends through anime, even back when it was really hard to stream. I wouldn't change that. So if you're one of those people who are kind of concerned or annoyed if anime becomes mainstream, I'd say don't be. You know, we should start accepting people getting really into it, even if they're just casual fans. And I never like the term casual. You either like something or you don't. Like, you know, you don't need to be overly obsessed with something just to enjoy it. But I also get that some people might have gotten teased or picked on for liking this back then, only to have those same bullies find themselves enjoying it as well later in life. And I can understand that, but think about it this way. There's not going to be another kid who has to go through like that. You know, and I think that's a great thing. So the more people accept nerd culture as pop culture, and the more people kind of get rid of that stigma, I think it's going to be better for everybody. So that's it for now. If you like what you saw, please subscribe down below and comment below what you thought of it. Did I miss any certain topics? Do you agree or disagree with the facts I presented today? And let me know what you think. I'm sorry this was kind of long-winded. I mean, it's actually gotten dark now since I began, so I talked a lot. And if this kind of video isn't sort of your thing, there'll be other stuff I'll be doing on this channel, such as reviews, anime live watching, and many other things that I'm not even sure yet. So if you're interested in all that, subscribe and let me know a series that you'd like me to review, or a current ongoing series that you'd like me to react to. So I will see you guys next time.